Okay, this is a video of how to put a new pump in your husqvarna chainsaw. First of all, the clutch has an arrow on it. Is that way, and then a notch. You take, there's different tools you can use and smack it with a hammer. Bam! Sometimes they come off first shot. Sometimes they take a while. You gotta whack them a couple times. Then the whole clutch bell comes off. We're gonna put that in a clean place. Okay, then you take your bearing off, put that in a clean place. Keep everything nice and clean. Because I pre-cleaned this. I'm just doing this to show how to do it. Just so you know. Trying to help people out. I use YouTube videos an awful lot to teach me things, and I hope other people do. And I hope this teaches people things. Okay, take the old tube out because we got a new one. Who cares about that clean place? Nah, that's the old one. We'll put that over there, junk pile. I'm gonna take this out. This is your main oiler right here. Is all this is a little gear that turns off of that gear. There it is. And this is your adjuster screw to give it more oil or less oil. So I'll get the new one. Okay. Now another thing you want to do is make sure that it's clean in here, because if you don't, it will not seat properly. So you got to clean under here a little bit. Yeah, you can't seat. Nice clean metal, even though it's new. I'll wipe it off, make sure. Okay, now you drop your new pump in there. Now you can buy that piece that goes into the tank too, and it's got the pickup on it. But I don't believe that's the problem, because it was just leaking oil. It was oozing it right through the pump. So we put the new pump in. The screw back in there. Make sure it's in there nice and squished flat. So that's your seal. Okay, now we can put our cover plate. Or no, actually, gotta put this baby back in first. It's brand new; it should be clean. But you know what? I'll make sure. I had it sitting over there. Make sure it's nice and clean in there so it seats, because this just seats on that little piece there. Like that. And you put your tube in there. I always give them a little stretch because they're always a little short. Like that. Now our cover plate can go on. And your bar and chain also helps put a little pressure on this too, to help hold everything in tight. Well, now you can see your little gear there that turns your oil pump through the little hole. Put the main screw back in this. And we can drop. Okay, this is the other gear. It just sits on there like this, and it turns the pump. Now, if we turn that forward enough times, you might have to do it a million times, but you should be able to get oil to come up through there. But I'm not going to sit here and play with this too much on the video. But that spins a bunch of times, it turns that pump and pushes the oil out. So it only works while it's running. Now we can put our bearing on, which I've cleaned and threw a little bar and chain oil on it. Now, you have to make sure your clutch seats in there before you put your disc on. See how it drops in? If you don't, you over tighten this, it'll squish that plastic piece right into the pump and wreck it. So you spin your clutch back on, and our pump is installed. And all I gotta say, I wish I should have some kind of way to turn this, but what happens is as it's running, it pumps out there. But Yeah, I don't think I'll get it that way. Well, anyway, that is how you replace the pump in these. It's very simple. And remember, if you're getting too much oil, you screw in the screw in the bottom. If you're getting too little oil, you screw it out. You don't want a big bunch of oil gooing all over. You just want enough so you can see it. I usually hold it 2 inches off the floor and hit the throttle. And in 2 seconds, you see a little bit of a line on the floor. That's how I test it. So we'll do that later.